Every great achievement begins as someone's small idea. But the difference between a passing thought and a powerful movement is leadership. And welcome to the Coaching Talk series, where we explore how to integrate business, work, and life in ways that help you grow from the inside out. Hi, I'm Richard Fontenay, and today we're diving into one of the most exciting and sometimes overlooked aspects of leadership: how to scale your ideas so they can truly make an impact. Now, before we get into that, let me explain what this podcast is all about. Fundamentally, we focus on what truly fuels personal and professional development. It is where purpose meets progress. So this series is more than just another talk. It's a philosophy rooted in transformation. We dive deep into topics that support business development, leadership and management, workplace culture, personal skills and development. So whether you're a professional striving for excellence, a leader shaping teams, or someone committed to lifelong learning, Coaching Talks is your space to grow with intention, clarity, and purpose. Now, let's get on with today's topic: how to scale your ideas so they can truly make an impact. Here's a reality check. According to McKinsey and Company, only 22% of new business ideas ever scale successfully beyond their pilot phase. The rest, well, they often stall out, not because they weren't great ideas, but because they weren't launched with the structure, focus, and inspiration that scaling requires. And that's what today's conversation is all about: how leaders, entrepreneurs, and everyday professionals can transform good ideas into movements that actually work. Simon Sinek once said, "Leadership is not being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge." And that principle applies directly to ideas as well as ideas like this one. They need care, nurturing, and structure to grow strong and to reach new heights. So whether you're leading a team, running your own business, or managing your household, this episode is for you. We'll cover why scaling ideas matter, the leadership process and structure with vision, overcoming resistance, turning challenges into growth, systems thinking, the hidden superpower of scaling, and the human touch sustaining the scaled idea. So the first point was the spark, scaling ideas that matters. Now, scaling ideas isn't just about expansion. It really is about influence. It's about taking something that starts small and building it into something that touches lives, strengthens communities, and drives meaningful change. Think about how Apple started in a garage, or how a local coffee shop grows into a franchise known for its culture. The size isn't the point. It's the scalability of vision that's important. In leadership terms, scaling is about thinking beyond yourself. It's asking, how can this idea serve more people more effectively without losing its soul? For example, in the workplace, that might mean turning one successful internal initiative into a company-wide standard. At home, it could mean turning a family value like gratitude into regular practices that influence generations. And scaling is what turns inspiration into legacy. Number 2, vision meets structure, the leadership process. Well, Scaling begins with clarity. Every leader must first define why their idea matters before figuring out how to expand it. Now, here's a simple framework to use. 1, clarify the core idea. In other words, what problems are you trying to solve, and why does it matter? Number 2, build a team or a system. Even solopreneurs need support systems, technology, mentors, and virtual assistants. And number 3, test and refine. Every scalable idea starts small. Think pilot projects or a prototype first, and then move to something bigger. And number 4, create repeatable processes. Improve your systems and habits so that you can turn ideas into sustainable action. Now let me share a quick story. We developed several articles on stress management. Instead of keeping it small, we expanded into a workshop and documented our process, including lessons, handouts, and feedback forms. And then we turned it into a digital course. You can find this product and our offers on FM Storefront. The link is below. And that's all about scaling, not through marketing hype, but by ensuring clarity, process, and purpose. And number 3, overcoming resistance, turning challenges into growth. And what do I mean by that? Well, every scaling journey has a resistance. People resist change. Systems resist motivation. Even our own fear resists progress. But here's the truth. Growth requires resistance. Just like muscles need tensions to grow stronger. A manager might face pushback when implementing new ideas in a team. A small business owner might worry about losing personal connection when expanding. A parent might feel resistance when introducing new habits at home. And great leaders lean into these moments. They listen, adapt, and lead with empathy. They create environments where feedback isn't seen as a threat, but as a gift. Think about a time in your life when something didn't work out the first time. Did you give up, or did you adapt? And that's the heart of scalable leadership, transforming obstacles into opportunities for refinement. And number 4, systems thinking, the hidden superpower of scaling. Scaling doesn't mean chaos. It means clarity through systems. Leaders who think in systems view their organizations, teams, and families as interconnected ecosystems. Now, some managers and leaders like creating chaos. But my experience shows that this causes employees confusion and a tremendous amount of anxiety. Chaos begets chaos. That's why people leave organizations and seek companies that are calm and stable. It's like building a house. Each nail, tool, piece of lumber serves a purpose, and the house really could stand for centuries. Systems thinking is like that. Systems thinking means setting up processes that keep things running even when you're not there. In business, this might mean automating client onboarding. In the workplace, it could be creating consistent team rituals that build culture. And in life, it could mean something really quite simple, like setting family routines that make mornings run smoother and evenings a little calmer. Now, when your systems reflect your values, scaling becomes sustainable and joyful for you and your team. And number 5, the human touch, sustaining the scaled idea. Now, scaling isn't just about growing outward. It's about growing inward and deeper. The best leaders maintain the heart of their idea even as they expand it. For example, when a small bakery expanded into a regional brand, the owner kept her original handwritten thank you notes in a box. And that personal touch didn't fade away. It grew stronger. It became part of the brand's DNA. In leadership, this means grounding growth in authenticity. Whether in business or at home, stay focused on what made your idea worth expanding in the first place. Connection, care, and purpose. And people don't just follow systems, they follow stories and sincerity. So as we wrap up, let me ask you this. What idea in your life deserves to be scaled? Maybe it's a business innovation. Maybe it's a personal value. Maybe it's a vision you've been sitting on, waiting for the perfect time. Start now, really, because there is no perfect time. And make sure that you document what works and invite others in. And lead with courage and consistency. Scaling is not about making things bigger. It's about making them better, more impactful, and more enduring. And remember, true leadership isn't about control. It's about creating something that continues to grow, even when you're not in the room. Now, thank you for joining me today on Coaching Talks. In our next episode, we'll explore another fresh topic, how to reframe failure as a leadership strength. Because every great scaling story has moments of failure that shape the path to success. Now, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, make a comment, and share it with a friend. And I thank you for doing so. I'm Richard Fontenay, signing off for now. Tune in next week for how to reframe failure as a leadership strength. Bye now.